Hypixel Skyblock is a very grindy game, so grindy in fact to the point where you have to grind hours and hours on end in order to be good at the game. Even then, you're gonna find people that are at a later stage than you in the game and that have grinded more than you, so you're never gonna feel good enough until you get to like end game, and by that time you're so bored of the game you just want to quit. However, there are some daily tasks that if you do them for long enough, you can go from early game to mid game or from mid game to late game. My name is Farmer Warden, and today I'm going to be going over 10 daily tasks that every Skyblock player can and should do in order to make progress in their profile. Before we get into it though, if this is your second or third time watching one of my videos, clearly you enjoy the content, clearly you watch my uploads, so might as well go ahead and subscribe. Please don't be part of the 93% that are not subscribed. We're on the road to getting 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so I would highly appreciate it if you guys could help me do that. But with the formalities out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so the first 4 tasks are going to be for people who are inactive as well as active players. So if you've quit the game or you've stopped playing for some reason, but you still want to make minimal progress by doing daily tasks, these 4 tasks are going to be for you. The rest of the tasks though, except for maybe like 1 or 2 of them, apply to all of the players in Skyblock, and if you're able to do them, then you should probably do all of these. So daily task number 1 is going to be doing your daily experiments. This applies to all of the players: inactive players, active players, early game players, late game players, end game players. Do your daily experiments no matter what, and I'll tell you why in a second. So early game and mid game players need to do their daily experiments because you guys are probably not enchanting 60 yet. So if you're not enchanting 60, you have no excuse not to do your daily experiments. Now if you're like me and you have cookie buff active at all times, you're probably getting bits 24/7. So use your bits to reset this and do it all 4 times. The daily experiments, you have to do 2 of these mini experiments over here, and then the main experiment is to do the super pairs one. This is where you find pairs of items. These items give you either enchanting XP, a certain enchant, or a certain XP bottle, depending on the level of super pairs that you're doing. Obviously, I'm enchanting 60, so I'm going to have the highest level of super pairs and the highest level of both of these mini experiments. One thing that will help in these experiments is going to be having consumed 3 doses of this metaphysical serums. Consuming those will help you in terms of the amount of series that you have to do for getting extra clicks on the super pairs. So if you take a look here on the metaphysical experiment, I only have to do a series of 6 instead of a series of 9 because I've already consumed the metaphysical serums. The same thing goes for the other experiment, so I only have to do a chain of 9 instead of a chain of 12 in order to get 3 extra clicks for the super pairs. So let's just say I don't do this, right? I just get 0 on this and I get like 0 on this, right? When I go on the super pairs and I go on this one, say, I only have like 14 clicks. So if I got those 2, I would have had 20 clicks, which would have been a lot better. But yeah, this is all you have to do. You just have to click these and just find pairs. Sometimes you might find one of these that's like an instant power up. So basically, if you click anything, it's gonna find it for you. So if I just click this, as you can see, it automatically found the pair for me. And then there are some that give you extra clicks as well. Those are in feather form. If I can find those, that would be great. But yeah, as you can see right here, gain 3 clicks, instant power up. So if you click this, you get 3 extra clicks right here. So instead of 14 clicks, you'll have 17 clicks. But yeah, these are important not only because you need to get enchanting 60, but also because if you are already enchanting 60 and you're not doing these, you're probably missing out on a lot of ultra rare books that you could be getting if you do these experiments. The pet that you need to have for this is going to be the Guardian pet. Obviously, I have the mythic one, but you guys, if you're a lower level, you need to get at least an epic Guardian because that's the lowest level that's going to give you extra enchanting XP. And if you want to upgrade from epic, don't go to legendary, just go straight to mythic because mythic is the one that's going to give you an extra chance to find ultra rare books in the super pairs. Ultra rare books includes tier 6 and tier 7 enchants, which sell for anywhere from 5 million all the way to 200 million coins depending on your luck. And as I said, you can reset these using bits. So as you can see, for the first one it requires 150 bits. For the second one, I think it's 250 or 300 bits. And then for the third one, it's 500 bits. Now personally, I wouldn't go for all 3 of them. I would go for 2 resets and the free one. So I just do the experiments 3 times. That'll take me about like 15 minutes. If you do the 4th one, it'll be like 20 minutes, not that big of a deal. So this is something that all players can do and all players should do for for enchanting XP or the chance at getting an ultra rare book. The second daily task that everyone should do is collect your minions. Now minions divide into 3 different categories. The first one is going to be collection minions, which is the ones that are going to help you with collections. Ooh, really? I would recommend doing these on anything other than crops as well as any foraging items. These ones you should get by yourself. These ones you should probably grind them manually because they're pretty easy to get, especially the crop ones. I'm pretty sure even if you don't like mining a crop, you will get it from just doing pests in general because they will give you like enchanted items and that'll go towards your collection. So stuff that you use minion on should not include any crops or any of the woods that you can find in the foraging islands. I would normally put down at least tier 8 minions for collections. You could go a little bit lower, but you don't need to go any higher for that. So if you're going for like redstone collection, let's say if you have all 15 of your minion slots, if that's the amount of slots that you have all 15 of your minion slots filled with tier 8 redstone minions, then that should be fine for you to be able to get redstone collection maxed out. You could use all the items that you get from those minions to upgrade the minions, but I would just upgrade one of them just to get the minion crafting done for the Skyblock XP and get it to tier 11. The second type of minions are gonna be the ones that give you skill XP. So any skill that you don't like to do, like for example farming or fishing or mining, if you don't like to do those skills and if you just want to get them out of the way so that it helps your skill average, then you should put down minions for them. So the best minion for farming XP is melon minion, the best minion for fishing XP is fishing minion, and the best minion for mining XP is going to be snow minion, with diamond spreading of course. Now for melon and snow minion, I would highly recommend getting super compactors for these as well, because if you have to collect them every day, it might seem like it's not really worth it. But if you put a super compactor on, then you can just leave it for as long as you want, and then you can collect it while Derpy is mayor or something, when the skill XP is increased by 50% and the minions output has been doubled, which is probably when you should collect the minions that give you skill XP. So I have 4 fishing minions down because I hate the skill fishing, especially considering that I'm below fishing level 27. So I have them down right here and I have a super compactor in them. But the one thing with the fishing minions is you also need a large storage for each of them, because if you have a medium storage, that thing's gonna fill. But if you put a large storage, you can just leave them for as long as you want. And then the time where you're gonna collect these is gonna be when Derpy is mayor, but not as soon as he's mayor. The last day that Derpy is mayor, that's when you should collect these. The reason for that is because Derpy doubles the output of minions, right? And it also gives you 50% extra skill XP from any source. So on the last day that Derpy's mayor, you've already used his double minion output perk for as long as you could, and you can also still take advantage of the 50% extra XP that you can get from your minions. That's why I think you should do it on the last day that Derpy is mayor. The third type of minions are gonna be the minions that you use for getting money. Now for a lot of players, this could be rabbit minions, this could be sheep minions, or it could be slime minions. For a lot of you, this is probably the case. If you have minions for money, you have to collect them daily, because let's say you have like sheep minion down, right? And you want to collect like enchanted mutton. If you get 160 enchanted mutton and you collect them from the minions, you get 500,000 coins, right? However, if these enchanted muttons turn into enchanted cooked mutton, then you're kind of screwed, because enchanted cooked mutton is the same as 160 enchanted muttons and it's only half the price. So you're missing out on like half the profits if you're waiting for it to turn into enchanted cooked mutton. And this goes for any item that goes to the second enchanted form. So if you have a slime minion down and it goes all the way to enchanted slime block, that's not necessarily going to be worth it, because as you can see, they're at 125,000 each, but the slime ball itself, the enchanted slime ball itself, is around 2,000 coins each, which means 160 of them would be around 340,000 coins if you sell it. Now this is if you only can afford a super compactor or even a compactor on your minions. If you can afford something like an enchanted hopper like I have right here, you can probably take advantage of the fact that you don't have to get on every single day and collect your minions. You can even leave them for like a year and then come back and they'll still be making money for you, because the enchanted hopper is actually an item that automatically sells all the extra items for 90% of their selling price to the NPC. Yes, you are missing out on 10% of the price, but you're able to run this infinitely, so you can just leave for as long as you want, and then when you come back, these minions are still going to be working, are still going to be making money for you. But yeah, that is something that a lot of you should do daily. And a lot of you, if you're at the later stages of the game, you have super compactors, you have large storages, maybe you have enchanted hoppers. For those kind of players, you don't really need to worry about this. You can just leave it for you to make money, or for you to get skill XP, or for you to get collections, whatever it is that you want to do. You'll probably be fine. Daily task number 3 is going to be either doing forge or doing flips. So if you've quit the game, then you're probably at a point where you know how flipping works. So if you put up like giant buy orders on Bazaar and you want to flip them later, you can just put them up and then get off, and then get on the next day and just flip them, leave them to sell, get on the next day, and then put up buy orders, and then just keep rinse and repeating, right? Now the reason why I like Forge for this is because Forge is the place where the items actually take a long time to forge. So for example, if you're flipping like perfect gems, they take at least 14 hours and at most 21 hours to get done forging. And usually most of the items on the forge are flips because people are lazy and don't like to wait on the items that they want. So if an item has a high demand, like the Devon armor or like the perfect gems, all of these items, they probably sell for more if you're forging them. For example, the perfect jade costs around 12.5 million coins, but you can sell it for 15 million coins. So this is 2.5 million coins per forge slot that you have. I have 7 slots, so that would be around 17 million coins that I could make per day from forge. So make sure to do your daily flips just to make a certain amount of money on a daily basis. So this next daily task is going to be in the Crimson Isles, and that means that you have to have combat level 22 or above in order to do it. So daily task number 4 is to get your daily heavy pearls. Now, as you can see, when you enter the Crimson Isles right here, you're going to go all the way down this pathway and then come all the way over here, and then you're going to go above these stairs, warp to this place, go to the magma boss, and then skip over it, go to the left right here. So this is the one that you're going to go to, the one to the left. So right here, and then you see all of these hell wisps that are going to try to pull you in, and then the big one is going to be right here, the matriarch. So the matriarch, that one is going to pull you in, and this is where you're going to find your daily heavy pearls. Now you can do this once for free. As you can see right here, I'm collecting mine right now, and as you can see, it's like this little parkour area, and you have to just click the heavy pearls 3 times in order to get them, and water builds up as you go, so you just got to be careful not to fall into that because it does a lot of damage. And then you're just going to escape after collecting all 3 pearls. So you just punch this 3 times, and then it's going to take you out of the matriarch. Now this, as you can see, it says heavy pearls available 0. Now if I go ahead and buy myself a matriarch's perfume, which is around 980,000 coins, I can use it to reset this and then go in there again, collect 3 more pearls. I can do this up to 2 times, so a total of 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9, so you get 9 heavy pearls daily. So as editing this, I noticed that they've changed the amount of times you can use the matriarch's perfume from 2 to 4, which means a total of 5 times you can go in there and get your heavy pearls. 5 times 3 is 15, so that is 15 heavy pearls per day instead of 9. However, they just added heavy pearls to the bazaar, so I would highly recommend just buying this off of bazaar because it's much cheaper. As you can see here, if you go to special here and search for heavy pearls, they're only about like 100,000 coins each. So if you can just buy 6 of them and then get the free daily pearls that you can get from matriarch, that should be enough for your daily 9 heavy pearls. And this is much cheaper than buying 2 matriarch's perfumes, because 2 matriarch's perfumes would be 2 million coins, whereas this would be only 500,000 coins. So same thing here, instead of 6 heavy pearls, you're gonna have to buy 12 of them, but the point still stands. If you buy them off of bazaar, it's gonna be cheaper than if you buy matriarch's perfumes, because 4 matriarch's perfumes are gonna cost you like 4 million coins, whereas 12 heavy pearls are gonna cost you like what, 1.2 million coins. So almost 1/4 of the price that you have to pay for matriarch's perfumes. The origin of the matriarch's perfume is that it comes from the bits shop. So for Iron Man players, you guys are gonna have to spend bits if you want to get your daily heavy pearls. 1200 bits for each perfume. That's 2400 bits per day that you have to spend on matriarch's perfumes in order to get the maximum amount of heavy pearls per day. Now the next daily task number 5, is also going to be in the Crimson Isles, and that is to do your faction quests. Now I'm part of the mage faction, so I'm just going to go to the mage area, but I will leave the coordinates for daily quest location for both of the factions on the screen right now so that you can use it. These faction quests, they basically consist of a couple of types. types. There's one dojo type, which is like the easiest one. That one you should definitely do every time because the rating that it requires is usually like C or D, which is really easy to get in any of the dojo challenges. The fetch requires you to give a certain amount of a certain item. That one you can just buy off of Bazaar again because they just added the Crimson Isles items to the Bazaar, so you can just buy it from here. And then there's a fishing one. This one, it gets more difficult as you go. So the higher the tier of the faction quest that you're doing, the harder it's going to be to get the fishing drop. So it's going to require like trophy fishes and stuff like that once you get to like higher reputations and such. But the two main ones that you're probably going to have to ignore is going to be the wanted one, which requires you to kill a certain mini boss, and the boss one, which requires you to do a tier of Kudra. Now you can't do a Kudra tier unless you have a Hyperion, like they won't let you in the parties, and doing mini bosses is kind of impossible without a Hyperion. So unless you have a friend that you can do this with, a friend that has a Hyperion and can do this for you, like you just damage the boss maybe one time and then he just finishes it off, you can do that too. But that's basically most of the daily quests that you're gonna have. Doing this daily is gonna help you out a lot in terms of reputation, and then eventually you're gonna be able to do the final tier of Kudra, which is gonna make you up to like 100 mil an hour. In order to enter that tier though, you're gonna need a lot of reputation, which is why I'm telling you to do this on a daily basis. Now if you do have a hype, I would recommend doing one run of each Kudra tier that you have unlocked so far, because that'll also give you some reputation and also kill as many mini bosses as you possibly can. Now sometimes, a lot of times actually, the Ashfang boss needs a couple of people to kill, so you can't like solo it. But all of the other mini bosses you should be able to kill pretty easily. So the Mage Outlaw, the Barbarian Duke, the Blade Soul, mini bosses like that you should be able to do pretty easily with a hype. And doing each of those will give you 50 mage reputation per day, so make sure to do that as well as the Kudra tiers. That way you can get the maximum amount of reputation per day. Daily task number 6 is going to be related to dungeons. So daily task number 6, do your first 5 dungeon runs. So whatever floor that you're doing, whatever floor that you can do 5 of that floor, because the first 5 runs that you do gives you 40% extra catacombs XP. So make sure to take advantage of that. One bonus tip here, if you're doing a floor for the first time, I think it's the first 5 times that you do it where your catacombs XP is doubled. So make sure if it's your first time doing a floor that you have a good party or you're getting carried so that you get S+ and you get the most amount of XP possible for that floor. A lot of people ignore dungeons, but just by doing 5 dungeon runs a day, you can probably get to a very good catacombs level, like maybe like cat 30 or something. Of course, that this also depends on what floor you're doing, but if you're doing floor 7, then you should get cat 30 pretty quick. Daily task number 7 is to do at least an hour of grinding on a certain grind of your choosing. So choose a certain grind that you want to do. Choose one aspect of the game that you want to progress in. Maybe it's mining, maybe it's farming, maybe it's Heart of the Mountain level, maybe it's powder, maybe it's slayers, whatever it is. Just do at least an hour of fully efficient grinding every single day, and after a month you'll thank me for this. It will help you to get to the next stage of whatever it is that you're grinding, and 1 hour is the least amount of time that you should spend on it. Obviously, if you have more time to spend on the game, then go ahead and spend more time, maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, but make sure to spend at least 1 hour just so you make sure that you are making progress in terms of that certain grind that you chose. Daily task number 8 is going to be doing your commissions. So no matter what Heart of the Mountain level you are, you need to do your daily commissions, because if you're not Heart of the Mountain tier 10, you need to get Heart of the Mountain tier 10. That's pretty obvious, right? If you are Heart of the Mountain tier 10, like I am, then based on where you're doing the commissions, it's gonna give you extra powder. So whatever powder it is that you're missing, that you don't like to grind, maybe it's Mithril powder, maybe it's Gemstone powder, maybe it's even Glaciite powder, which is something that I'm missing actually. If you take a look here, because I'm Heart of the Mountain level 10, instead of bonus Heart of the Mountain XP, it just gives me bonus powder. Now for Glaciite, it's going to be 4,000 extra powder. For Mithril, it's going to be 1,600 extra powder. And for Gemstone, it's going to be 3,200 extra Gemstone powder. Now if you don't have a double powder lobby, make sure to switch lobbies until you find one. If you don't find one, that's fine. Just go ahead and do your daily commissions. You can do up to 4 commissions missions with a daily bonus and get yourself a really good amount of powder. Or if you're not Heart of the Mountain tier 10, then you can get a really good amount of XP because it gives 900 bonus XP for the first 4 commissions. Now, daily task number 9 is to do a Jacob's contest. So if you go ahead and go to the Skyblock menu, right, and then you go to the calendar, you can see that it says all of the days and it will tell you which day it has the Jacob's contests on. So as you can see, we're on day 8 right now. I have cactus, carrot, and cocoa beans running at the moment, and there is another one happening in about 49 minutes, mushroom, netherworts, and potatoes. Whichever crop that you have a farm for on your garden, make sure to do at least a Jacob's contest every single day for it, because you're gonna need a crap ton of metals for the Anita shop, especially for this part that says extra farming fortune. You're gonna need a lot of metals for this one, all right? And you're gonna need gold medals for a farming level cap anyway, so you might as well get your medals when you have the chance. If you're high level farming, this is amazing for you because you can get a gold medal every single day. If you're a low farming level, still do them. Even if you can get bronze, still do the Jacob's contest because you can actually convert the medals from bronze all the way to gold. So 2 bronze is going to give you 1 silver, and then you can use 4 silvers to get 1 gold. For those of you that get bronze, I know this seems like a long process, but trust me, it's definitely going to be worth it. Daily task number 10 is going to be right here in the garden again. It's going to be doing your visitors. So if you're at a decent garden level like I am, like I'm level 12 right now, approaching level 13, make sure to do your daily visitors. Whenever you leave the game, the garden automatically spawns in like a line of visitors that you have to take care of. Now this also requires some money, but if you get the money from your minions, you can probably do this pretty easily. So as you can see here, Lazy Miner, I have to give him 4 enchanted cookies, and then he'll give me 30 garden XP as well as 20,000 farming XP. Most of the reason why you want to do this is going to be for these two right here, the garden and the farming XP. A lot of people don't like to grind for farming. So if you're just doing like daily visitors, you should be able to get to a decent farming level just from the farming XP that you get from these. If there's a legendary one that spawns, they can give you up to like 100, even 200,000 farming XP, which is really nice. Now for this one, make sure to have your rabbit pit out if you have one to take advantage of the extra farming wisdom that it gives you. But yeah, that's pretty much all the daily tasks that I think every Skyblock player can and should do in order to make progress in terms of their profile. That's going to be it for this video. I really appreciate you guys watching and staying until the end. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't be part of the 93%. Please subscribe to my channel. Help me get to 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Thank you again, and I will see you next time.
Peace.